Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. PDIC 2018 is over, but we are still in Toronto here, Commodity-TV for you. And we are now at the offices of the Osisko Group. And with me here is Richard Williams from Strongbow Exploration. And we want to talk about tin in Cornwall. Richard, good morning.
Morning. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for having us here. Beautiful offices. I really like it. It's perfect. Your company, it's the first time on Commodity TV. So, maybe you give us a short overview where you are based, where you are working, of course.
Okay, so Strongbow was restructured in 2015 in its current form, and we are part of the Osisko Group companies. And our mandate within the group is to look for strategic metals deposits in good jurisdictions, projects that are either at the feasibility stage or something that has some past production. And as a result of that, we came across the South Crofty project in Cornwall, UK. We acquired that in 2016, and we're in the process of moving it towards a production decision.
That is an old mine?
Correct. The earliest recorded production from South Crofty was in 1592, over 400 years ago.
That's a really old mine, yeah.
Yep. And it operated up until 1998. It closed down after the tin price crash of 1985. From our perspective, the fact that the mine continued to operate for 13 years after the tin price collapsed is testament to the quality of the resource and the grade in the mine. So that's very encouraging.
Then let's dive directly into the quality. What are the grades? What work have you done so far? And as I think you are on the path here to restart the mine, right?
That's correct. So since we've acquired the project, we published the first 43-101 resource for the property. That came out with a resource grade of 1.8% tin, which from our knowledge is the third highest grade tin resource globally. We followed that with a PEA, which was published a year ago. And what that outlines is an initial 8-year mine life at 1,000 tons per day with a pre-production capital cost in the order of $120 million.
Well, it's manageable, I would say.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So, the mine did produce similar grades in the past. And what also really attracted us to the project is the potential to significantly increase that resource on the property.
Fantastic. And as we are here in the offices of Osisko, it's quite obviously that you belong to the Osisko Group. So that means you have probably they are a large shareholder of you and you get technical support?
That's correct. So Osisko Gold Royalties owns just over 30% of the current share capital.
Which is a strong partner to have, I would say.
Oh, that's been fantastic for us because it allows us to move the project forward as quickly as possible. And recently we concluded a transaction where we sold a 1.5% royalty to Osisko Gold Royalties for just over 7 million Canadian dollars. And that's allowed us to progress the project and start construction of a water treatment plant.
Great. Okay, then let's move further down the road to the production. Yeah. So what are the next steps in 2018 you want to undertake?
So when we acquired the project, we were the beneficiaries of about £30 million in expenditure over the last 15 years. And what that accomplished was a permit to construct a new process plant in 2011, and then a new mining license that was issued in 2013. So, today some of the biggest risks for any exploration or development project is the permitting process. So we were 2/3 of the way there with that. When we acquired the project, the mine was flooded. And so the next step for us was to demonstrate to the Environment Agency that we could treat the water, extract the water, and then obviously move into production. We completed that application process last year. We received the dewatering permit in October. So that's allowed us to proceed with the construction of the water treatment plant, which we expect to be completed by the end of September this year. And then we start dewatering the mine. The dewatering process will take around 18 months. And while that's going on, we plan to do around 25,000 meters of drilling to complete a feasibility study.
That's underground drilling then? Already?
Principally underground, and then be in a position to make a production decision within 2 years.
Within 2 years, okay. And when you say production decision within 2 years, when could you imagine then to be in production actually?
If everything goes well, we expect to be in production in 2021.
2021, okay. And I think when we were talking before that interview, you mentioned the mining license is up to 2071?
That's right. So our experience so far in the UK has been a very positive one.
Yeah.
I think part of the whole Brexit vote that's been going on has really switched local government and central government attention into attracting new investment into the country. Cornwall stands out as a prolific mineralized district, and I think our ability to hopefully bring South Crofty into production will really have a positive impact on the local community. And I think if we can demonstrate that we can get one mine into production, it'll allow us then to look at other opportunities.
Yeah, and of course, and I would say also if you behave well, if you stick with rules and regulations, and I could imagine also environmentally that you have to do a lot of work, because it's Europe, it's a bit different. And as I know it from Germany, for example, are you facing any, let's say, pressure from environmentalists?
Not at all. I think what again works in our favor is that the local community has a long history associated with mining, so they understand how mining operates, the impact on the local economy and community. And what also helps us is, as the mine is flooded, you've got untreated mine water going out into the local rivers currently.
Yeah.
So by us building a water treatment plant, we're actually improving the environmental situation.
Definitely.
So that's been very well received locally by the Environment Agency and the community. And the other thing that works for us is because there are so many underground voids from historic mining activities, we plan to put the tailings back underground, so you won't be permitting a tailings pond on surface.
Oh, okay, so it's like cut and fill.
It's a fascinating project because when you look at our license, over the years there were 26 operating mines within the property, around 1,200 shafts. Some of the mineralized structures are up to 5 kilometers long and mined from surface to a depth of almost a kilometer, which really tells us it's a very strongly well-developed mineralized system. But we think probably only, 50-60% of that resource has actually been exploited so far.
Fantastic. And also, as you are doing underground mining, of course, the footprint in the landscape must be minimum, right?
Correct. It really is an urban environment. The head frame for South Crofty is situated between the towns of Cambone and Poole. So the footprint of the mine will be very small. We can hoist the ore to a sub-level, come up a decline into the process plant, and then the tailings go back underground. So apart from people coming to work and going home at the end of the shift, you really won't see that much activity related to a mining operation.
Yeah, and of course, if it's a urbanized area, you have all the infrastructure, meaning power, roads, etc.
Correct. Yeah, power lines run across the property, gas, the railway runs through the property. The main highway from London down to Land's End comes right through the northern part of the property, so it's all in place.
That's great. A little bit more, let's say, hypothetical question, because you have not finalized all the work. But first of all, how many people you think you will employ directly? First thing. Second thing, where could you imagine the production, and will there be any byproducts?
So the PEA that we published a year ago outlined the potential to generate about 275 new jobs at the operation.
That's a lot.
And on top of that, typically the surrounding community, that you'd also generate 2 to 3 or 4 additional jobs in the service sector supplying the mine. So Cornwall, and in particular this area, Cambone and Poole, has a fairly depressed economy. So I think this would have a very positive impact on that economy, and that's why we're getting such good support from local authorities, because of the impact it would have.
Great. And what would be the production?
So we're looking at initial production of around 1,000 tons per day. And what that would generate is around 4,500 tons of tin metal per year on average for the initial mine life. That equates to about 90 to 110 million US in gross revenue if we have current tin prices around $10 a pound.
Fantastic, great. Yeah, well then, all the best on that, I would say, and really keep it going, because tin is in a deficit, of course. Yeah, maybe sorry, you can really comment a little bit on the tin market finally.
Well, tin is very much a modern metal.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people conceive tin as being quite an old commodity: tin cans, tin plating, tin roof.
Yeah.
But around 50% of global consumption of tin today goes into high-tech electronics in the form of lead-free solder. So an iPhone, TV, microwave,
laptops,
computer,
whatever,
everything electronic has tin in it. So that's the biggest area of consumption today. The tin market itself, the tin price collapsed in 1985, and it's really taken 30 years to work through the imbalance in the tin market. And what we've seen in the last 2 to 3 years is a growing deficit of supply. It appears that the main producing regions in the world, South Peru, Indonesia, Malaysia, China, are seeing a drop-off in supply into the market. And the prediction is for an increase in deficit over the next 3 to 5 years, which really works well in the timing to hopefully get this mine back into production.
Yeah, I mean, when you go in production to 2021, you arrive definitely in the high level of the deficit.
That's the plan.
I like the plan, honestly. Well, Richard, thank you very much. It was fantastic, and I really look forward on the project and also on some good updates then. And yeah, we keep fingers crossed that you make it. And I would say with the partner Osisko in your back, I mean, you couldn't have a better backing.
Yep. That's true. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Richard Williams, the president and CEO of Strongbow Exploration. Maybe they should rename the company to Strongbow Mining or even Osisko Tin Mining, then I would say. And Osisko, having Osisko in the group here as a partner with 30%, I think that's a very, very large statement and really helpful and useful, as Osisko is also, helping them with the technical support, which is, I think, always highly appreciated. Yep. And because they have some of the best technical experts in the world in their team. And on the other hand, I would say Cornwall, beautiful landscape, beautiful area, but also the mine is from 1592. Imagine that. So this is a real long mining history that reminds me a bit more to Peru and Chile. And I would say a fantastic environment, also with the Brexit. With the upcoming Brexit, there are a lot of new investments needed. They need new jobs, so 275 direct jobs will be created. Approximately 1,000 people will benefit from that. And tin is in the deficit. That's exactly what you want. The mine should be in production 2021, so they will arrive and the deficit will be in the real high tension. And because tin is needed for all new technical applications, so they are on the right track, in the right jurisdiction, the right team, financed, have the money, and 120 million to build a mine. That's really not much. Thank you very much for watching us. Bye-bye from Toronto.